All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for The
Legend of Vox Machina, Season 1, Episode 10. Oh boy!
We're here.
We are here.
We are in the dungeons of the once Dorolo Castle, but soon to be Dorolo Castle again.
Yep, and a certain person has been discovered.
Indeed.
Someone that we thought may have already been in the show, but wasn't actually. But here they are, missing a limb, and Percy seems upset with them for some reason.
For some reason.
Yeah, I can't imagine
why.
what they could have done.
No way of knowing. It's not like we're just going through the list right now.
Exactly, but also, like, you know, they seem so harmless. They're in prison, right? You know, clearly they're an enemy of the Briarwoods, it seems. So, like, you can...
So they must be a friend of ours.
Yeah, enemy of my enemy. That whole thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So, Percy, what are you going to do? Or, what are you, the two of you, going to do?
And what is the party going to do in response to this? Because this person is unarmed, you know, at their mercy. They hasn't done anything to them that they can see.
Yes, they're very unarmed.
It's indeed.
Yes.
That was definitely intentional.
The party is back together. Pike's back.
Right.
Everybody's
Kicking
doing
ass.
okay. We have the people of Whitestone armed and ready to rise up, and it is happening.
Yep. The power couple is on their back feet.
Yeah, we had to say goodbye to Archie, which was brutal and rough.
Yeah, but really quick.
Yeah. We might not have too many enemies left after this episode.
Nope.
So, yeah. Y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, there she is. Dr. Ripley herself.
Tell us how to access the secret under Whitestone, and this will all end. I do love it when they hold out.
Oh! Ah! Oh, God!
Oh, my God.
Percy, wait!
Oh, shit!
Okay.
Just like that! Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
She may have something we can use. They kept her alive for a reason.
Mind telling us who the hell this is?
Dr. Anna Ripley.
You must be curious as to the information I possess.
No.
Not that cute.
Not that cute.
Interrogation. Then she dies.
They're setting it up really well with the Cassandra stuff.
Percy, hey, love you, pal, but we gotta deal with this smoke thing. I mean, fucked up.
Yeah.
This again.
It's been getting worse.
Here we go. Yes!
Percy! I don't know what it is, but something is clouding your soul.
Your concerns are appreciated, truly. But we must press forward.
Until all our enemies are destroyed.
Yeah.
I swear on my family's name.
Oh, okay. That's about as good as you can get.
Yeah.
They needed an engineer. I needed a patron to fund my experiment.
Curious word choice.
Yeah.
Why am I not simply shooting you, heading to the throne room, and doing the same to them?
Because, Percival, they aren't there. Their concerns lie with the ziggurat.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Their ritual, whatever it is, it'll happen there. And the ziggurat is not up. It's down. If you let me live, I can take you there.
That's something, but...
Yep. Can always shoot her once she shows you the way.
We're only sparing your life because you're useful.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I love the way this is being visually portrayed.
Uh-huh.
You are the luckiest person in Whitestone.
Yeah.
Because you're not on my list. At the bottom, that's right.
Uh-huh.
So, Cassandra, was it? Now we're two unattached adults.
No.
No.
The ziggurat. We found it for them.
Not just found, restored.
Damn. Check for traps. Send Vax ahead.
Yeah.
Perhaps I should take the lead?
By all means. Easier to keep an eye on you.
And the next one drops a wall that cuts you off from her.
Oh, okay.
Buddy?
Well, I mean, you feel real.
I am, Brock.
Oh.
Just not entirely here. Let's just say I know who I am now.
Duh, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Now, you glow in the dark.
You must be dying to talk shop with an intellectual equal. Your friends seem pleasant enough, but your mind is on another level.
Your mind is unlike any I've come across.
Thank you, Cassandra.
Not a compliment. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Stay back. That stone person's armed.
That's a grave.
I mean, hey, the stone people could come to life.
Yeah, you never know.
We've got visitors.
Wait a second. Did Lady Briarwood raise all the dead?
Yep.
Oh, damn.
All right, Pike, your turn.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Oh, I know. Isn't it great?
Oh, God. Just silly comedy. Oh, God.
How long is he gonna stay like that?
Drop it, Ripley. Now.
You still think you can do this without me? Percival, I'm not what you should be worried about.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
man. I can't wait to see it, dude.
Oh, no.
I can't wait to see it.
Which part?
Ziggurat.
Oh, Grog, you are so mighty and I am so weak. However can little old me survive without you?
Well, since you have so nicely.
Just to point this out before we go get ourselves killed, we do have evidence now. We could drop this whole thing. You know,
Yep.
go back and fight our day in court.
Oh, abandon the revolution we caused?
No.
Dumb suggestion, Keyleth.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed in you, Kaylee.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's
Wow.
funny. That's funny. Wow.
It's a drug factory. We just hit the jackpot. Anybody have a pipe? Oh,
I'm fairly certain that would be an unpleasant trip.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There it is. There it is. Yeah. So fast. Oh! Dash, dash, dagger, dagger, dagger.
Cass! What are you doing? Excellent work.
Yeah.
Well,
Why is it always Vax who's trapped alone with the Briarwoods?
The day you left me lying in the snow, choking on my blood like a hunted animal. My brother abandoned me.
yeah. Yeah.
I have a new family now.
I am a Briarwood.
There it is. Oh, shit.
If you value your lives, you'll let my brother go.
I'm afraid life is far more valuable to you than it is to me.
Oh, that's a line. Here we go.
What was that about the acid for the refinement process?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wait, come on! Don't you at least want to see Grog die?
If that doesn't reach him, what will?
Oh, here we go.
The feed pipe. If we could cut it off, it might buy us some time.
And how do you propose we do that?
Nice.
Yes.
Cool, cool.
And then it
melts.
explodes.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not what I was going for.
Scare us down! Come on, pile on!
Percy!
Percy, snap the fuck out of it. We came here risking our lives for you. Be here for us.
What's the point? She's gone.
We will never abandon you.
Oh.
You want your sister back, and I want my brother. But if we're to have a chance of saving them, you have to save us first.
Can you get us to the ceiling? But how? You fuckers are too heavy! Wait, that's it. Heavy.
Ha
Wow.
Mechanism that controls the walls.
That's amazing.
Yes, Percy.
There appears to be a third to pull simultaneously.
Yes, exactly. We need to triangulate its location.
The drain. The stopper!
In the acid? You have to be insane to go in.
Nice.
Ah! Ah!
That was awesome.
That was so cool!
You okay, Grog?
I don't know. Is Captain Winky still?
Because I can't feel anything else. Like,
Exactly.
My drawers.
Wow.
oh my god, that was so awesome.
That was great.
Oh.
The ritual requires a blood sacrifice. Now we're spoiled for choice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, here we go.
Oh
That
my
looks so
God.
good.
Ah! Oh my God.
Yeah. Heaven! Heaven metal!
That
And yeah, that was heavy.
beautiful.
Yeah. We gotta see our boy just jump buck-ass nude into the acid.
We even saw a bit of Grog dick from the side.
A little bit of side dick, you know?
Just for a little bit. And yes, of course, you know, Pike heals him the whole way.
Yep.
But even so, he's a bit scared to see if he will be able to go with Scanlan to the House of Lady Favors still.
Right.
Yeah.
Simple man, simple needs.
That's right.
But
Three
yeah,
things.
Cassandra was well foreshadowed to be a problem, given that we had the idea that the vampire could charm.
Yeah,
And
if
if she'd been there for years and years.
Right, and they were aware of her being there and were keeping her alive to be a pawn to kind of keep the populace more or less kind of in control, then it would sort of make sense that they would have charmed her. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that they're sort of vaguely kind of pointing out the idea that it's not a persistent charm. It's just the idea that she was charmed. Like, it's the idea that, like, she's not, like, you know, like, glazed over. She has her own will, because on some level she does believe this as a little bit as well.
Yep. And
So,
and
yeah,
she
Percy,
was
you're going to have
also
to save her.
And she was also working along with Percy and everything, and like those moments where they were talking were probably genuine and everything, right?
Yep, but she very much made sure to keep Anna Ripley alive multiple times.
Yep.
Multiple times.
And the person that cut her throat had magic, so was her throat even cut?
Who's to say?
Yeah. But
to say.
Okay, we're here. We're at the ziggurat.
We're at the ziggurat.
We got
the
2 episodes
finale
left.
Is here basically. We're gonna have a 2-episode finale. We're gonna have an epic throwdown fight. I'm really excited about what they're gonna do here because, like, while I know the basic beats of the fight, it's still D&D combat, which takes place over hours and hours and hours of time, which means that the way they're gonna condense it down into probably about 10 minutes of actual fighting,
and I think,
then a lot of it will be conversation, you know, dealing with magical shenanigans that Delilah brings up, and then also just actually reaching the ziggurat.
Yeah,
that's going to be its own thing as well.
I don't think I've seen this fight multiple times.
I think I've seen
some
it
of the
only
fights
twice.
I have. So okay,
there's specific things in this fight that were very much a rewatch worthy moment. Yeah. We won't go into the spoilers here until the spoiler section, so don't worry about that. But oh my god, I loved the inclusion of Scanlan's heavy metal. Like, that's such a fun little bit there. Also, the idea that, okay, cool, we've got Anna Ripley on our side here, but we actually get to see, in classic kind of animated flashback style, a lot of the things that wouldn't have been told through the actual campaign because, well, there was no reason to talk about it.
Exactly.
But this is a wonderfully visual medium where we can have an omniscient perspective here and get into the mind of our DM a little bit.
Right.
And talk about, or get to see basically backstory stuff that Percival or Taliesin would have given him little bits of, you know, flair to, and then Matt extrapolated from that, and here we go.
And we got that line because, of course, it was going to be kept, right? They wouldn't remove a line like that. But, you know, when it comes right down to it, do we work with Ripley or not? Well, she is at the bottom of the list. So, you know, priority-wise, makes sense.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. And, all right, she worked with them quite well. Now, obviously, she's just trying to live,
survive,
right?
And
but can we trust her? Can we truly trust her?
Right, and it's like, well, of course not.
About as far as you can throw her.
Right.
Which isn't far.
Now, granted,
Grog can throw her pretty
far.
Grog
can throw her pretty far, and he will probably trust her pretty far. But, you know, no, this is a relationship of convenience, and it's utilitarian, and that's fine. You know, just both understand that, right?
So bonk her really hard in the head, and then leave her on the side while you go fight the Briarwoods.
Basically.
Yep.
And maybe tie her up.
Maybe.
And, you know, other stuff. Like, just, you know, make sure that she can't do anything, right? But apparently, she lost her hand trying to make a gun of her own.
Yeah. I love that so much because her being an engineer and it being something of, oh, yeah, I'm not like, you know, like you, Percy. Like, I don't have some, like, great, smoky, mystical... potentially demonic influence thing that is giving me help here.
Although it is kind of interesting that if you think about it, chronologically, Percy didn't come up with the idea to build a gun until, well, after the whole stuff with the Briarwoods.
Yeah. So Ripley, how are you...
how's this happening?
How are you doing this?
Yep. Does seem kind of curious, a bit coincidental.
Very curious.
That two people who have close connections, shall we say, both come up with the same idea, completely separate from each other. Yeah. Now, I hope I'm not misremembering something where he actually thought it up.
We'll talk about it in the spoilers. We'll talk about it in the spoilers.
In the prison
section.
or something.
Don't worry. We'll talk about it in the spoilers section. Yeah,
but... so, Vax. Again, you know, you did your rogue thing.
You fast as fuck, boy.
You speedy little sucker. And yes, you got over there.
Bonus action dash.
That's right. And that expertise in acrobatics, it's very helpful.
Yep.
But, oh no, you're trapped by yourself with 3 baddies.
Hey, I mean, he has the half-elf trait of advantage on saves against charm effects. So maybe he's faking it.
Yeah. I mean, okay,
he'll resist it eventually.
That would actually be the smart thing to do, you know, because like if you're trapped over there, it's like, well, shit, I better hope that they charm me. That way I can not be dead for, you know, a little while longer. Because last time you were in a room alone with the two of them, didn't go very well for you, buddy.
Didn't go very well. Yeah.
In fact, you would have absolutely been killed or turned into a vampire or something if your friends hadn't shown up.
Yep.
So
I love also the build up towards this underground location being so much bigger. And the ziggurat being massive, like actually enormous.
Yeah.
So it's something that is, in of its dark magic or what have you, affecting the Sun Tree on this scale.
And it was already there. They just started messing with it. And that's why Whitestone was probably important for them, right? For whatever this dark ritual thing is. And that's one of those technical bits that I really love when attention is paid to for antagonists.
And world building.
And world building. Well, yeah, world building also of like, okay, you know, how did the ziggurat come to be? But just the idea that, no, these antagonists aren't able to just build something like that, you know, overnight just because they're in control of the city, right?
Yeah,
that's not how that stuff would work. Not for something of this size.
No.
Right?
And if you ever listen to Matt talk about how he designs settings for his then encounters, he does it from that very simple idea of how would a civilization of sorts, you know, expand to this area. So the idea is that Whitestone, the name, implies that it's a mining area originally.
The residuum is a Whitestone. Yeah.
Was something that they mined. Well, when they mined, they opened up the caverns then below and potentially found something, which then they found.
Maybe they kept covered up because it was some dark shit.
And thus then a big city is built around it, with something that they would be aware of and probably kept as some kind of dark family secret of, oh, we don't do anything with that.
Right.
So the residuum that we then sell probably is something that then keeps basically our power base here strong so that no one comes to then take over Whitestone and thus
potentially
find what is
thing
hidden underneath it.
But
and in a high fantasy,
a vampire.
Yeah, and then in a high fantasy world where the idea of big magical monuments of sorts are just, you know, in places and stuff like this is something that's, you know, rather cool and creates a nice little example or, reason for your characters to literally go down into a dungeon and have a fight with a boss.
Right, like, because,
it's just something that I really like is the way Matt set it up to where ultimately his D&D game, which has all this political, thrill and all this kind of intrigue and stuff, ultimately comes down to a dungeon crawl to a big boss fight on top of a magical monument.
Right. Wait, this is a dungeon crawl the entire time? Always was.
Always was.
Yeah,
exactly.
Always has been.
Yep.
And the thing is that that's the best experiences with the dungeon crawls, right? Because you need to have some kind of reasoning for it. Otherwise, unless you want to just be meta about it,
for sure.
And at least it's not a dragon yet. You know, theoretically, this could be a dragon's home or something like that. But
But yeah, it's time to talk spoilers, y'all. It's time to talk spoilers.
So get gone.
If you don't know anything about the story moving forward a year, yeet yourself out of here.
That's right.
You know, maybe like the video and subscribe or whatever. But anyways, no, goodbye. We're seeing you later. Okay.
So, Cassandra. Oh boy, that was beautiful.
That was wonderful.
It was everything I could have hoped for. And
they chose like multiple ways to like let us know, but it was like, all right, are we gonna see this here? We're gonna wait a little bit,
right? Nope. Because since the episodes are so relatively short, especially compared to the original streams, right? In the streams, you can have the foreshadowing be like over like little bits here and there, right?
Over the course of like 2 months.
Exactly. Over the course of a long period of time. Yeah. But with something like this, you can just be like, all right, we're gonna have a bunch of bits of foreshadowing, right? Like rapid fire and pretty obvious, right?
Pretty obvious for us,
right?
The omniscient, observers,
which is also almost one of those things where it makes it very easy to be like, oh yeah, how did the characters not see this coming? And they're probably beating themselves up about that too, because Percy wanted his sister to be okay, but oh no, these vampires that we know can charm people, they literally charmed the king, and that's part of the problem. And then oh yeah, they were with your sister for 2 years.
Yeah.
That definitely didn't happen. Nope.
Oh my god.
Ripley.
I loved also the visualization of Orthax's influence on Percy.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Shit.
That was so cool.
Just the black flames and stuff. Just like
and the hand grabbing her arm and everything. And to be fair, Percy dealt with it in much the similar way that we would expect, right? Of the, hey, on my family's name, I will take care of this once it's over. Right? But right now, we have more important things to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't cause any complications.
I'm sure that won't. Also, Ripley with the, I sought a patron. I'm like, yes, you did. I'm like, yes, you did.
Well, even though technically she's not actually a warlock, she's a wizard, because even Percy did the thing where he took instead of even going full warlock to stay full fighter, he took the magic initiate thing to get the hex power and all that stuff.
Right,
and, yeah. But yeah, I saw the patron. Yeah. Right. Because who's to say that you have to be a part of the warlock class in order to get the awesome warlock flavor, right?
Yeah.
You can do that even if you're something completely different.
Yeah.
But
so someone giving you some ideas?
Yeah.
Some ideas?
Now, I don't actually remember whether it was something where he came up with the idea while he was still captured by the Briarwoods, and then that's how she got the inspiration or something, or if it was after he had escaped.
It was after.
Okay,
it was
yeah.
after.
Yeah.
It's the idea that someone else might be courting the same...
The same Orthax, yeah. Uh-huh.
Getting some ideas. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and the whole... I forgot that Matt did the whole thing of having Cassandra's name show up on the gun.
Yeah.
Because it's such a great visual way to basically communicate what's going on,
and,
like concretely, you know?
Yeah, and one of the things that I think I remember back when was that the barrel was empty, because there might have been an understanding that Percy believed that the final barrel was going to be for him.
Right.
And he was going to have to then kill himself and give his soul to
Right, yeah, exactly. You know, you don't turn away from the Faustian bargain, right? There's a price that will be extracted.
Right. But there it is. It's Cassandra. And it's because, in a lot of ways, Cassandra had the chance, potentially, to stop them right here.
Sure.
And thus, you know, Orthax is like, no,
you want
fuck
your
that.
revenge.
I want Silas and Delilah's souls as well. Like, give them to me. Because, as we know, those souls getting, you know, snuffed out by this gun means Orthax gets them. Like, that's happening. So he's like, no, gimme, I'm hungry. So I'm excited for all these powerhouses of divinity, if you will.
Sure.
All then coming into clash with each other with Percy, the Dark Vengeance one.
Right.
And then with the Avatar of Vengeance. Then you have the Avatar of the Light with Pike. And then you have the Avatar
of Ale with Grog.
Well, yes, of course. But also Death in Delilah, who is ultimately going to be denied, and it's going to be so sweet, and it's going to be so perfect. So, do you remember kind of a bit of the details of how Delilah, like...
I don't remember all the details. I remember that she used prismatic wall to create a dome that she would sort of stay in and then pop out and like cast spells and then pop back in and stuff like that. And I want to say, like Scanlan, Dimension Doors, like someone in there.
Well, Dimension Doors probably not going to be a spell in this.
Right, exactly. So they're probably going to completely change how the fight goes because, you know, 9th level spells get trippy, you know, and showing them in a visual medium might not translate as well.
Yeah, I know that Delilah finds ways to nullify a lot of the casters in this fight.
Right, and I think that was because of the prismatic wall, and then she would hide behind it.
Well, no, she also casts some pretty powerful stuff, I believe, on the actual casters.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
but it's gonna be really epic. I'm just really excited for Cassandra and Percy to fight.
And the fact that there's 2 episodes left in the season, I'm also curious how they're going to break it down, because D&D combat usually takes so long, right? The idea of 2 episodes for combat, it's like, oh yeah, sure, but then wait,
but not
no, actually, no, the actual fighting might be very short.
I think they might end it with a certain person biting it.
Yeah.
And then the beginning of the episode after that is the end of the fighting.
Right, because it's Vex, right? She like sticks her hand into into the open nothingness black hole box or whatever, and then just dies.
It's something like that.
Because I think it's actually like after the fight. Like,
I don't think so.
Oh yeah?
No.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different part.
Maybe.
Because there's a few points where the different characters
we'll have to
die.
just wait and see on that regard.
But also like how much resolution post fight are they going to do? With,
right.
Like,
there's a lot of potential.
Going back to the capital, you know, wondering what's this spinning orb thing that's, you know, there in like at the ziggurat, you know, and just being like, fuck if we know. We can't deal with it right now, so you know.
Whatever.
Oh, we stick some shit into it and we don't get it back, so might as well just not deal with it.
I just love the idea of there being some kind of grog explanation as to why they like just let's go. It's done. We smashed it. It's good.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No problems. And then the ways that they can then foreshadow to the audience that no, things aren't going to be done here.
Right.
This is just the beginning.
Also, again, the visuals and the things that they were able to have happen in the episode, because it's an adult show, I really appreciated it. From the torture and it really feeling terrifying to Grog jumping into the acid, and before Pike starts healing him as he goes, he's just disintegrating, right? Like, it's just eating his flesh away, right?
Right.
Like, that's the kind of stuff that it's like, yes, because of course that would happen. It's not just that, oh, they get ragged and all that stuff, or,
he's
know,
not
something.
resistant to acid damage.
No, it's doing full-ass damage. He's just a thick chunker, right? It's thinking, well, maybe I can, get through okay.
Oh, smash the thing. That didn't work. Yep. Well, I'll just jump in and grab it.
Exactly. Yep.
Easy. I can hold my breath. I get advantage on athletics checks.
Every time I saw him, like, choke, because of, like, lack of oxygen and stuff, and, like, the bubbles in the acid, I'm just thinking, imagine what the acid must be doing to his mouth and his lungs. Like...
Yeah, magic healing is OP if you think about it outside of any context of D&D combat. Because D&D combat, it's actually busted at the point of unconsciousness being brought back up.
Right, that's the meta for 5e, you know that.
But just the idea that HP doesn't really make sense in the strictest,
it's a simplified notion to not have to deal with, okay, this limb is at this much of a disadvantage and this one is gone entirely and all that. Yeah.
Right. So just the idea of, oh, let's see our barbarian just become a bloodied mess. It's like, oh, that's what that looks like. Right.
Exactly.
That's cool.
We've seen Grog take a bunch of like arrows to the chest and stuff and have it be no problem. What happens when he just strips buck-ass nude and dives headfirst into a pool of acid?
All right. Well, I guess we're going to be seeing him with Craven Edge relatively soon then.
Yeah. We will.
That's happening.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I could actually see a large majority of everything being resolved next episode, and then the episode after that is basically like calm down, set up for season 2. But yeah, this is really exciting. Just being here and seeing it, and then I want to see Delilah pop off. Like I want to see Delilah absolutely be a terrifying caster with the high ground and just all the prep time being enhanced and everything. It's
up till now she's been using summons, right, which are great and everything, but it doesn't have the same panache, it doesn't communicate the same
when you just cast a super high level spell.
Exactly. Like what happens when she just points her finger and it glows green and then one of them just falls over dead. Basically. Yeah.
And okay, we had a sweet little moment with Pike, and
that was wonderful.
And it was really cool.
And him wondering, like, wait, hold on, what is this astral projection thing? And then her saying, wait, no, I'm not a ghost, and if I let it go, then I might not be able to come back. It's like, there we go. Yeah. So when there's a blind spot in her, in her field of vision, right?
Yeah.
Then that's what's happening. Oh shit! I lost connection for a bit.
Oh man, I'm really excited. I also kind of am excited to see the downfall of the Briarwoods and how they emotionally like portray that. Because one of the things that's been always compelling about them is that they're a couple.
Yep.
And that they love each other. But the idea that like Delilah ultimately will shatter here, like she.
Yeah, that's right, because
she loses
badly. Now I want to go back and rewatch the fight. Because,
you should. Yeah.
Because the Briarwoods are slippery antagonists, right?
Yes,
like,
but they
die and then they don't die, but they do lose here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what's coming. Like
no, she doesn't.
Yeah.
But
all right, we're gonna get eventually into the whole beings of higher powers using humans and lower mortals as pawns and what that leads to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about animated shows in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.